Welcome to the Power of Gratitude Masterclass. I am honored, excited, grateful that each and every one of you is here. Hello, Mina. Hello, everyone. Hello, Dr. Love. Karen's in the house. Alana's in the house. Betsy's in the house. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, Jessica Shack is on the Zoom. This is an amazing day of gratitude. I am so deeply inspired to share with you a teaching that has immense power to uplift, to enrich, to empower every aspect of your life, your business ventures, your relationships, your health, mental health, emotional health, physical health, all aspects of life. Who's ready to raise the vibration? Renee's in the house, Cynthia's in the house, Mickey's in the house, Serena, so wonderful to see you, Anna, to raise the vibration to new heights, so that you are attuned with the highest within you and you can begin. Who's excited to begin to attract people, places, opportunities that are aligned with this high vibration, so you open doorways to the next stage of your evolution? So let us know where you are in the world. If your camera is not yet on, turn those cameras on. We want to see your radiant, luminous, smiling faces. Paula's in the house. Peggy's in the house. Wonderful to be with you, Cheryl. When we live with gratitude, we are truly rich in spirit, rich in our soul. There's many people in the world that have a lot of things, but without gratitude, there's no fulfillment. So the power of gratitude is that it brings us into attunement with our highest self, with the highest light that is us. And the power of attunement, as we look at what this word means, it brings us into an expanded state of awareness of the preciousness of life, the awe, the wonder, the splendor, the new realizations, the infinite possibilities and opportunities that are always present. And what the word attune, when we look at the origin, what it means is attunement means to bring ourselves into the proper state. And proper for what? Proper to fulfill our highest purpose. Proper to fulfill our highest destiny. How many of you know that there's a purpose in your life? And how many of us are still in the process of discovering that purpose? Let me take a look. Okay. So there's a purpose in your life. There's a higher level of destiny and fulfillment. And what gratitude does is it attunes us with this higher purpose. Just like attuning an instrument. We're attuning the instrument of our mind, the instrument of our awareness, the instrument of our body temple, bringing it into alignment with our purpose so that we create. Who's inspired to create their best work? Bring your best work into the world in a way that makes a meaningful difference. Live your best life, enrich your relationships, to literally be. Here's the power of gratitude. And it is so essential right now in today's world where there is so much chaos, there is so much darkness. Gratitude empowers us to become the light unto the darkness. And it's like, if we walk into a dark room and we want there to be light, what do? You can tell me in the chat so we get those chats going. We flip on the switch. Yes, we become the light unto the darkness. And yet what we see in the world is a lot of people complaining about the darkness, resisting the darkness, trying to push away this darkness rather than just shining the light. Because here's the thing, my dear beloved friends, we live in a field of infinite possibilities. How many of you know that? Not as some new agey mumbo jumbo statement, but that there's actually infinite possibilities. Marty, I'm so happy to see you in the house. Okay. Lou, awesome to see you. Lana, Sandy. We live in a field of infinite possibilities. Mark McDonald's in the house. It's been a long time since I've seen you, Mark. Wonderful to see you. So in this field of infinite possibilities, it's all available. Anything that we can desire and its polar opposite. Ultimate pleasure, pain. It's all available in a field of infinite possibilities. So the question that I'm going to pose for all of us today is where is the dial of your station attuned to? Are we in a field of infinite possibilities? Are we tuned in to the lack and limitation and scarcity and not enoughness channel? Frank, I'm so happy to see you. Or are we tuned in to the channel of the beauty, and how many of you have had the experience where something that has been so painful in the past transformed into a gift? What if I was to share with you that often the area that challenges us most is where the greatest gifts are, where the greatest opportunities are for our breakthroughs, our huge breakthroughs, our evolution? Because in the past, if there was something that was blocking us, that may have been where the energy went. Like, oh my gosh, I don't want that. So today, we're going to be giving you insights, new awarenesses, distinctions, power practices to tune that station, the station of your awareness, the station of your consciousness, the station of your energy, your frequency, your vibration, into the awesome power of gratitude station. And this is not just some feel good, idea, even though it's going to definitely feel good. This is going to bring huge benefits, immeasurable benefits into every area of your life. So who's excited about tuning in the station to the gratitude channel, the channel of gratitude? Awesome. So what I'd love to do, again, we're going to be talking about insights, distinctions. Who's ready for power practices, like simple practices that you can do in the morning, like a quick morning rituals throughout the day in a way that works for you, in a way that resonates with you, that's going to attune the antennas, right? It's like life is always beaming possibility. Life is always beaming opportunity. How do we expand our awareness and come into alignment so that we begin to attract those experiences that are in alignment with the highest within us? So I'm going to be giving you this insight and these daily practices, and I'm going to encourage everybody to make sure to stay all the way till we are complete with the session, because we have exciting things that are happening. Who loves gifts? If you love gifts, raise your hands to the heavens. Okay, Barbara's in the house. I love seeing you, Barbara, Jesse, because we've got a gift, and every single person that's joining us is going to receive a super awesome gift. And then we have some exciting things that I am going to be sharing with you that you are going to be the first to know. So I'm going to give you a few suggestions to really maximize our teaching. Would you be willing to do something that may be a little different? If you knew it would allow you and empower you to take everything we're talking about and not just hear it like it's something nice to hear, that it integrates. So it's not just in your head, it's in your cells. So that when you go out into life and life throws you a curveball or throws you something that normally would cause you to react, that instead you have a power practice to come back into expanded awareness, attunement with a higher purpose. And here's the ultimate key, my dear friends. What this teaching will empower you to do is in this supreme state, in this enlightened state, in this empowered state, you will have greater resources to take wise action. And when we take action with wisdom, that is the difference that makes the difference. So here's a few suggestions. Wherever you are in the world, and let us know where you are in the world if you haven't told us yet in the chat so we can see, where are you joining us from? Hey, David, so wonderful to see you. Jessica, I'm so happy that you are here, okay? She's in New Jersey, California, LA's in the house, Phoenix, Kentucky, awesome, Miami, Florida, I love it, Switzerland, beautiful, our European community is in the house, Canada's in the house, Charlotte, fantastic. Wherever you are in the world, I'm going to encourage you to sit up tall in your chair, to feel a sense of expansion in your body temple, to allow yourself to feel lifted, as if you're being lifted from the heavens above. Why? Because as we bring our intention into our physiology, we recognize that how we move our body influences how we feel. If someone's depressed and they're behind this door and I ask you to describe their physiology, can you describe it? Where's their shoulders, up or down? Where's their eye contact? Up, direct, or down? So they're doing things with their body that is influencing their mindset. It's influencing their state. So one key portal to the power of gratitude is to access a state of expansion in your body. This requires intention. It takes intention to go, you know what? I'm not going to collapse into myself. Okay. I'm going to have the intention to come into an open state. So you elongate your spine, shoulders back, open the heart center. It's almost like a little gentle smile on the face. It's not even like a big smile. It's like the smile of the Buddha. Who's seen those statues of the Buddha with the smile? It's like this smile of innocent love. And what's happening is that as we're in this state, we become an open vessel. And what does nature always fill? A receptive vessel. And so it is with us. So it is with gratitude. So we are filled to the degree in which we are open and receptive. So as we say to ourselves, I am receptive. You could say that out loud right there, wherever you are. I am receptive. You become even more available to receive. How many of you in the past have not been receptive to certain things coming into your life that at one point you desired, but there was a part of you that may have blocked that manifestation in the past? Anybody ever had that? It's like you're calling in love, you're calling in abundance, you're calling in, some desire, but then there's the part that goes, oh, who are you kidding? Do we really deserve this? You know, there's a term that's gone viral called imposter syndrome. Power of gratitude can pierce through the veils of this and begin to usher in a higher vibration that allows you to recognize connections, opportunities that begin to create momentum. Are you ready for some momentum? Momentum that comes through higher awareness, wise action. Yes, we will get some enthusiasm for momentum. So here's what gratitude is. It's a mindset, a state of being, and it's actions, specific, purposeful actions. Now, because I love language, I was looking at the origin and the etymology of these words. The word etymology means the origin of a word. So as we look at the origin of the word gratitude, we come into thankfulness and goodwill. Now, goodwill is something to really pause and consider the deeper meaning, because we all know what good means, right? To be kind, something desirable, something that is beneficial, something that is excellent. It's good. What does it mean to have goodwill? Will is the power of our will, the power of our intention, the power we have to choose. And that's one of the key things with gratitude, is that we are activating our will to choose and focus wisely. Rather than just allowing the chaos or challenges of the world to influence how we focus, we're going to go, no, we're interrupting that. We have the power to activate our will. We have the power to focus wisely. We have the power to focus on the gift within the challenge, the opportunity within the problem. And because we have the power of our will to activate our will, we can alchemize. Who knows what the word alchemy means? Give me a big yes in the chat. So raise your hands to the heavens if you know what alchemy is. And if you don't, we're going to dive into it for a moment right here, right now, because alchemy is the science of transmutation, transformation, transforming anything that appears like lead in our lives into gold. Who's got something that feels like lead in their life right now? Who's got something that feels heavy and dark and dense and burdensome? So how do we transmute it? How do we source the elixir of possibility within the problem? Just like the lotus flower. Where does the lotus flower grow, my dear friends? We just came back from Bali not too long ago, and you go into the ponds there, they're filled with lotuses. Where does it grow? Paula says, in the mud, in the mud. And the challenge is a lot of times people want the lotus, but they don't want the mud. Anybody been there? They're like, I want the lotus. I do not want the mud. Without realizing that it's from that nourishment and density of that mud that the flower receives the nutrients, the growth that then allows it to evolve and grow. It's a big aspect of gratitude. Gratitude leads to growth, to grow into the next level of its evolution. How many of you have certain things in your life that are showing up right now that you're scratching your head going, how in the world am I going to be grateful for this? You're just like, that's tough. I can be grateful for these things over here, but not this thing over here. Anybody can relate to that? See, the power of gratitude allows us to transmute broken glass into mosaics, old rags into beautiful quilts, shit into fertilizer, right? So it allows us to transmute, to transform. I mean, we can take stale bread and turn it into bread pudding. This is the power of love. This is the power of gratitude. I was talking to someone the other day at a coffee shop, and he looked at me, he says, but I'm so broken. I said, don't you realize the most beautiful mosaics come from broken glass? This is the power that we have through gratitude. So gratitude is so profound because it brings us into a state of appreciation. Would you like to be even more appreciated? Anyone here want to be more appreciated in their work? Who wants to be more appreciated in their creations, what you bring into the world? How about more appreciated by your children, more appreciated by your lover, your spouse? Anyone calling in greater appreciation? Would that feel good? The portal to experience and allow even greater appreciation to come into your life is to begin with you. Appreciate your life. Appreciate the fullness of it. We're going to talk about that in a second. It's not just appreciating, the things that are good and not appreciating, other things. I'm talking about the full spectrum of appreciation of life. I was listening to Michio Kaku. I don't know if you all know who he is, but he's an amazing scientist. And I was listening to a podcast with him the other day, and he was talking about how absolutely extraordinary it is that we're living in this particular time. And how if certain things were just different as far as the cosmos, temperature, just different aspects, that this creation would not be. So to recognize the preciousness, the immense preciousness of life, and to appreciate. So because I love language, of course, I went and found you the etymology, the origin of the word appreciation. So the origin of the word appreciation is to esteem, to value highly, to rise in value, to be fully conscious of. Now, one of the things that I see in our transformational courses, a lot of times when people come to our advanced courses, they have something. People come to our courses usually for two reasons. Either A, they want to rise to the next level of their success, their fulfillment, their contribution, they're ready to quantum leap. Or B, they recognize that something is blocking them and they want to remove the obstruction so that then they can rise to the heights they're destined for. And one of the things that I have found over the decades is that one obstruction that eclipses people's creativity, their power, their gift, their unique gift is this idea of not being enough. Has anybody navigated this thought, this little pesky thought? We're going to talk about that because if somebody's navigating this pesky thought, it has everything to do with what they've been focusing on. And if somebody is navigating this pesky thought of am I good enough? Am I not good enough? All of this, in that moment, they're not tuned in with the power of gratitude. The awesome news, my friend, is the moment that you become aware that you're not attuned, you've just come into a state of expansion. The moment you become aware you're not attuned, it only serves as a reminder to refocus, realign, reattune. Some of my friends laugh at me because I have this song that I play when I go to the gym, and the song is called Good. And what the song says is basically it's a gentleman that's in his business and his team comes up to him with all these problems like, hey boss, this whole thing just collapsed. We got a huge problem. And he turns around and he goes, good. And no matter what anyone says, he says, good. Oh, we didn't get the funding for the company? Good. We own more of the company. Oh, we didn't get the high-speed gear we wanted? Good. Now we can keep it simple and focus on what's most essential. Have you had the experience where even the most challenging moment transformed into something good? I'll always remember years ago, I must have been 18 or 19 years old. It was before I went to work. How many of us are meeting for the first time? Let me take a look by show of hands. Anybody here for the first time? Oh, awesome to see you, Justin. Awesome to see you, Cheryl. Who's been with me before and you've had major breakthroughs and you're coming back because you're like, wow, we love this feel good experience. So if you're brand new, welcome. I'm so honored, excited, thrilled that you're here. And then familiar faces, new faces, it's all wonderful. You know, I launched this company in the year 2000. Prior to that, I worked side by side with Tony Robbins, and I won't get into too many of those stories today because we have so much to share. But I was Tony's top trainer for 5 years. And then prior to that, my opening line of my book starts, my book, Supreme Influence, I actually have it here. It says that at 15 years old, I embarked on a quest for freedom, truth, and enlightenment. Except back then I called it running away from home. You know, I was so frustrated and I was so challenged with my environment and my results, but I knew inside that I was destined for more than what was showing up. Who's been there or who's there now? Okay. So I started searching and I started looking, and I remember there was an experience that I had that transformed my life in the early years. I was in this state of feeling frustrated and I crashed into the car in front of me. And I was 18 years old and I was like, oh. And at the time I was in this company where I had purchased all of these water filters because I had this vision. It was a network marketing company. It was my first time in network. I was like, I'm going to, create all this success. And I bought all these water filters and I ended up with water filters in my, in my car and all over the place. And I felt really terrible about it. And it's funny and fascinating how life works when you can access the power of gratitude. Because I ended up crashing into this car. And in that moment, I felt so down. And I said to myself, nope, I'm not going to feel it. This is when I started practicing the power of gratitude. And the first two power practices that I had in the early years was faith and gratitude. I even created a product called Faith and Gratitude, because with faith, we have absence of doubt in that moment. And I'm not talking about a healthy sense of doubt. I'm talking about transcending the self-doubt. And then gratitude. So what ended up happening was I crashed into a plumber and he ended up buying all of my water filters. So life often can bring opportunities packaged in problems. Now, there's a story that you may have heard because the story's kind of gone viral a little bit, but there's this story where this gentleman walks into like a castle, and it's this huge castle. And as he's walking in, there's these two doors, and the team will make sure everybody's muted over here because we got so much to share, So as he's walking into the castle, there's one huge door over here and one huge door over here. And he's looking at this, how peculiar. And he walks up to one door. It's a gargantuous door. And when he opens it, he sees this little girl and she's crying. She's got her hands on her face. She's crying. And behind her is this humongous pile of horse shit, like filling the entire room. And the little girl is crying and she's crying. So he says to her, why are you crying? And she says, what do you mean, why am I crying? Just look around. It's terrible. It's horrible in here. This is just horrible. Look. And then the gentleman closes the door and he walks over to the other door, and he's huge door, and he opens the door, and guess what was in the other room? A huge, gargantuous pile of horse shit in the second room. And he's thinking to himself, how peculiar. There's like this room over here is filled with it. This room over here is filled with it. And there's a little girl in that second room. The difference is she's got a smile on her face and she's got a shovel and she's shoveling all this poop. She's just over there shoveling it with a smile on her face. And he looks at her and he says, why are you smiling? And she turns and she says, there's got to be a pony in here somewhere. So the key is that our perception makes a difference. And ultimately, there may be a pony or there may not. We want to be wise. We don't want to look at something with a glass, the key thing is to have a state of gratitude and be able to take wise action, not just live in this idea of pink colored glasses, just have a awareness that lifts our vibration. And we're going to talk about vibration in a moment, because we have the power, my dear friends, to either be a thermometer or to be the thermostat. A thermometer or a thermostat. And what I'm going to encourage you, what I'm going to encourage you from our session today is to decide, to make a decision. That word is intense. I love the word decision. When you look at the Latin root of the word decision, it means to cut off any possibility, other possibility than what you've decided. For us all together to decide, and the world will benefit from this, to decide that we are the thermostat. We are not the thermometer. What does a thermometer do? A thermometer just passively measures the temperature around. What does a thermostat do? It actively sets the tone. It sets the temperature. Donna, I'm so happy to see you. Okay. So when we are the thermostat, we're setting the tone. So imagine walking into your team. Imagine walking into your family. Who's ever had the experience where you have a very challenging day at work and then you're walking in to come home to your children, to your spouse, to your family? So it's like one technique is, how do you literally shake it off? How do you redirect your focus? Because there's two things that will influence and impact your life more than anything else. And remember, I said gratitude is a mindset. It's a state of being, and it's an action. It's a set of practices. And two things that will impact all of our lives, I would venture to say more than anything else, is what we focus on and the meaning that we give to things. Because in a field of infinite possibilities, it's all available. If we focused on what was wrong right now, is it available? If we focused on what is right or what we're grateful for or what's going well, is it available? It's all available. So our power to focus is our power to create. And I'm going to share with you a distinction about gratitude, is that true, authentic gratitude is all-encompassing. And this is a practice for all of us, including me. Okay? It's a practice that it's all-encompassing. It's not relative. It's not just that when someone does something nice for us, we're grateful. But if they don't do this nice thing, we're upset. That's not true gratitude. Most of us were taught to say please and thank you. And how many times is it like an autopilot response? Anybody got something that's an autopilot? Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay. And to really pause and bring ourselves into, okay, I'm not just going to give an autopilot response. I'm going to feel in my heart. I'm going to feel in my being, in my entire beingness, the true authenticity of this gratitude, and I'm going to share that. And sometimes it's not even the word, it's the smile, it's the presence, it's being fully present with someone. So to be thankful for all of it. One of the biggest breakthroughs in my life has come, and I'm going to share this. I'm giving you like a little pre-teaching to one of the power practices, is to create a habit of sourcing the gift within the challenge. And entrepreneurs do this, don't they? Entrepreneurs, when they see a problem, what do they find? They find the possibility. They find the solution. They're looking for the gift. And that's why many of them are rewarded very handsomely. Because when everybody else is focused on, oh my gosh, this is such a big problem, they're asking different questions. By the way, that's another power practice, which we're going to get to in a moment, is the questions that we ask in any given moment will influence our focus, will influence how we perceive, what we perceive in a field of infinite possibilities. So gratitude, the origin of the word goodwill. So good, this beneficial, and then will, the active will. How many of you can tell the word will is a verb? Okay, it's a verb. It takes intention, that I'm willing myself to find the gift in the challenge. I'm willing myself to focus on the possibility, to focus on the good. Again, not with cheesy positive thinking. There's a level of equilibrium in our state that is like, I will not allow the pains of the world to collapse me into a dense frequency. I will not allow it. And sometimes this requires to go for a walk. Okay. It's like when something comes at you, and that's another power practice. I'll start like seeding them here, is if you feel anything less than aligned in any given moment, if you feel like you're in a state that is not your highest self, rather than bringing that conversation to a person or your children or your team or anyone else, go for a walk. Go into nature. We're going to talk about that in a moment, because nature has immense power, immense healing power. And that no matter what happens, we can look at it and go, good. Good. There's going to be a gift here. Good. There's going to be a possibility. Something good will come from this. And I'm going to source it. We're going to find it. It's interesting when you look at the original transliterations of the book of Genesis and you see the stories of Elohim, right? The creator bringing existence into form. At the end of the stages of creation, who knows what word is spoken? The word that is spoken is good. It's good. And by the way, in these ancient teachings, and it's not only the original transliteration of Western wisdom traditions and texts, also in the Eastern traditions, the day begins in the evening. It's interesting. We go, oh, it was evening and it was morning, day one. So one key thing is how you end your day with gratitude. It's like, what am I grateful for today? At the end of the day, what did I learn today? Who am I grateful for? What learnings emerge? Ending the day with a power gratitude practice, journaling, contemplation. It literally sets the tone for your subconscious mind to process gifts all night long. And to process, you're processing problems too, that's okay. You're just processing problems in the context of sourcing the solution, the possibility, and the gift. Of course, problems are going to rise. You're just attuned in a way that is committed, is willing the higher purpose to emerge. My friends, tell me in the chats, what would happen if the whole world focused in this way? What would happen? And let me do a quick check-in in the chats. How we doing? How we feeling? How's everybody? How's power gratitude happening? Awesome. Peter's in the house. Good to see you, Peter. So let me give you a few benefits of the power of gratitude. I actually wrote them down because there are so many. Are you ready for this? Here is science. There was actually a study that was done. UC Berkeley and UC Davis did a study, and the study was called The Science and the Practice of Gratitude. So we're talking about this study, and here's what they found. Gratitude enhances your health, enhances your well-being, strengthens your immune system, improves your vitality, lowers your blood pressure, improves your sleep, decreases stress, anxiety, depression, brings greater optimism and satisfaction. It strengthens us in times of adversity. I'm still not done. There's more. Who wants all of those things that we talked about? These are awesome benefits that impact our body, our mind, our relationships. It inspires positive emotions, increases happiness and joy, improves our relationships. Who'd rather hang out with people that are grateful? How many of you have friends that complain? Anybody have friends that really complain and keep complaining? Even when something great happens, they complain? Who's got a friend like that? Something great happens. They look at you. They're like, not for long. You'll see. It's just like, wait a minute. You're like, wait a minute. Something great just happened. What do you mean not for long? So it's going to be important to interrupt that, to recognize who you surround yourself with influences your life. And there's some people that you may want to love at a distance. Okay. It's like, I'm going to love you over here because your negativity is not allowed in this space. Now, it doesn't mean you're not going to be present with friends and be real with them in their darkest hour. I've had some friends recently that have gone through some humongous challenges, and I've sat with them in compassion in their darkest hour. And in that space, presence, love, being with someone, not allowing yourself to get sucked in to a story, okay? Because it's all available. So gratitude inspires us to become even more generous, even more compassionate. It causes us to become better team members. We all like working with people who are grateful, right? It elevates our mindset. It literally transforms how we perceive the world. It transforms how we experience the world. How is it possible that two people can go through similar challenges and one person collapses in despair and the other person rises to the occasion and finds the gift? What's happening? Here's the ultimate distinction. It's the mind. Our courses, our advanced courses are all about giving you tools, techniques, strategy to transform the mind, because the mind is made of representations. I had the honor just a couple days ago to have lunch with one of the world's leading founders of NLP. And if you've not heard of Neurolinguistic programming, this is the science that understands and that studies our subjective experience. And it's like, how can it be that two people can go through a similar trauma? Okay. I've experienced traumas. Anyone else experienced traumas in here? Many of our courses like Neogenesis are about healing, being liberated of traumas. So how can it be that one person experiences a trauma and they're collapsed in despair and another person is empowered and then goes out and serves others and gives back and finds opportunities to, they join Big Brothers, Big Sisters. They do things to help others. They help another person who was where they were back then. What's the difference? Okay. The mind. The mind is made up of representations. No matter what is happening around us, we have the power to focus our mind. And instead of focus on the problem, we can focus on the gift. Instead of seeing the worst case scenario, we can focus on what we intend to create, what we intend to manifest. And this, my dear friend, is a practice. It's not a destination. It's a practice. It requires tools. It requires techniques. It requires certain practices that work for you. Because the world brings us out of attunement sometimes. So it's a continual practice to come into attunement. That's why I'm so inspired to see new faces here. And I'm also inspired to see those of you that have been with me for many years. How many of you have been to the Power of Gratitude before? We're like, hey, it's time to reattune, right? It's time to realign. It's a practice. So gratitude opens doors of opportunity. It empowers us to find the gift in the challenge, because gratitude can transform the mind by turning the mind toward what is present and what is good. It has the power to heal past wounds. I'll tell you a brief story that I go into in our transformational course, Neogenesis. I'll give you the abbreviated version to give you the gist of it. Is one of my greatest breakthroughs in life that empowered me to create the work that I do, the transformational work that I do, was the moment that I forgave my brother. And forgiveness, by the way, goes hand in hand with the power of gratitude. When I was born, my brother is 7 years older than me, and I heard the stories from my family many years, as I was growing up, is that my brother would beat me when I was a very, very young child. I was literally in the crib, and the family would wonder, why is the baby black and blue? Okay. And I had so much anger towards my brother as a little girl. I remember at 7 years old when I finally had the courage to fight back. And I just was like, I remember having the thought that came from anger of being bullied and beat and abused for so many years. I was like, I'm going to kill you. That's what I thought when I was 7. And a huge breakthrough. I'm talking like a liberation of the highest order, like ultimate freedom in the soul came when I realized that I would never be where I am today, doing what I do today, had I not experienced that initiation, that quite literally the gift that was buried within that density of the challenge was that I, from as young as I can remember, developed strength, developed power, developed this ability to literally declare bullying will never happen on my watch, because I've been bullied, right? So this transmutation is one of the powers. And then I realized, oh my gosh, I remember I called him up. I'm like, hey, bro. I'm like, thank you. He was like, for what? I'm like, all those years that you beat me, I just want to say thanks. He was like, huh? And I was like, I'm serious. I'm not kidding. I would not be who I am today, I don't think, if it wasn't for you. Who's had those experiences that have already transmuted? And who has some that you maybe up until today, you've been holding on to some anger or grievances or hurt or pain that by you forgiving, liberating, and finding the gift, that's one of the power practices, finding the gift within the challenge will not only liberate you, it'll rise, it'll literally ascend your consciousness into a whole new realm of possibility. And what it's done is it's ushered in these early challenges. I now realize with immense gratitude is that it's ushered in what's become my life's work. It's ushered in what's become my purpose that I believe was encoded before I even incarnated into this existence. May get a little out there for some of you guys, but that's okay, right? I'll let you know if I get a little out there, just so we're all on the same page. So how we doing? Give me some feedback in the chats. If you were to describe in one word, how we doing so far in the power of gratitude? Newman, Lauren, Michael. So good to see you, Steve. Misty's like, bring it. I love it. Loving this. Awesome. Loving it. Fantastic. So are you ready to find the gift in the challenge? Are you ready to source the fertilizer in the poop? Are you ready to transform any broken glass into the most beautiful art and mosaics that then will empower others through your example? Empower others. So this journey of transmuting whatever has shackled or bound us, we call in our community neogenesis. That's what we call it. And in Greek, the word neo means new and genesis means beginning. And it's about creating new beginnings in our life, a new beginning. Woo, we got something happened with the screen. Are y'all seeing me? There it is. We got the most amazing team here too. Would you guys give some love to my team who's here handling all the details so I can be fully present with you? So Neogenesis is an experience that we lead. It's actually a 4-day transformational course, and we lead it virtually and we lead it on the beaches of this beautiful resort. And it's a course that's about uncovering whatever has been that lead that has shackled us, and then finding the gift, finding the learning. There's a learning. There's a new awareness. There's a learning and a new awareness that once integrated allows that entire old way of being to dissolve in light of a new awareness and a new understanding. Here's what happens as we enter into this journey. And Y'all know it's a journey. Y'all know it's a journey, right? It's not a destination. How many of you have been on the journey with me for a while? And let me know in the chats, how long have we been on this journey together? If we just met, put that we just met. If we've been on the journey for 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, how long have we been on the journey? Misty, over 10 years. I love it. Paula, for we just met. Awesome. 13 years. Beautiful. 10 years. And some of these amazing people have been in journeys with me all over the world. We've gone to Bali. We've gone to, California. We've gone to just amazing places. So in these journeys, and as we go through the journey, what happens is that we rise through levels of consciousness. And gratitude empowers us to rise through levels of consciousness. So in the lowest level, it is a reactive state. Reactive consciousness. How many of you got somebody in your life that can push your buttons? Okay. So if someone can say or do something and it pushes your buttons and you react, again, there's zero judgment here in our community. There's only unconditional love. What we say is there's no failure, only feedback. It's one of the things we say in our advanced course, SIA, Supreme Influence in Action. We say there is no failure, only feedback. So if someone is saying something and you react, in that moment, you're getting feedback. You're like, feedback, I'm not in my highest and best self right now. That is the feedback that the universe is giving to me. And in that moment, that person is actually a teacher, if you allow them to be. If you make it about them, they did this, they didn't do that. If you blame, this is a red flag. I got my red flags over here, okay? If somebody's blaming another person, they're putting the cause outside of the other person. When you look outside, he did this, she's not listening, they always do that. These are red flags. And what happens is we don't evolve. So instead, the spiritual practice, here's the power practice. The spiritual practice is we recognize, whoa, I'm reacting right now, or I'm about to react. That's different. Recognizing that you're about to react is a higher level of consciousness. You're not just in it. There's some people that react and don't realize they're reacting. They blame the other person. They think it's all about somebody else. They made me do it. Now, when you squeeze an orange, what do you get? Tell me what you get when you squeeze an orange. You get juice, but not just any juice, Misty. What kind of juice? There you go, Lauren. We get orange juice. We get what's inside. Similarly, when we are squeezed by the pressures of life, the problems of life, the challenges of the world, what comes out of us is what's inside. And often the greater the challenge, the more we are called to master the teaching. The more we're called to master the teaching, it's like this is a whole other level of mastery based on what we're navigating. Who's had those experiences where something happens that's so challenging, it's like it's essential for you to rise. So are you ready to trade reactive consciousness for creative consciousness? Instead of reacting, instead, I'm going to trade reaction with presence, awareness. In that present and awareness, I'm going to be grateful no matter how much there's a part of me that's going, what? I'm going to have the will to focus wisely. I'm going to activate my intention, my will. And in this state, we begin to rise out of reactive states. We rise from, here's the 4 levels that I'm going to share with you right now. We go from reactive thinking, which is associative thinking, association. And I'll share with you what I mean by association. Who's got something from the past that shows up in the present that sometimes clouds your vision and takes you out of your power? And it would be valuable for you to gather a learning, an insight, a gift, something that through the integration of that will reattune, realign you with the highest purpose. Okay. So that's the work we do at Neogenesis. I mean, we go all the way to the root. Who's a graduate of Neogenesis? I don't know if I take a look around. Who's a graduate? Awesome. Powerful. So it goes all the way to the root. So we rise from association, reactive thinking, into contemplation. From association, here, I'll tell you all four and then I'll explain them. From association to contemplation to concentration to meditation. From association to contemplation to concentration to meditation. So instead of just allowing ourselves to be in a reactive state, we're going to rise and we're going to contemplate. We're going to become curious. We're going to lean in instead of push away. Can everybody show me their best curious face? Come on, get curious. Frank, I want to see your curious face. Cheryl, as we're leaning in, we go, Instead of going, I can't believe this is happening, you go, You know, what's really going on here? And you begin to have an elevated inquiry with yourself. It's like anytime you feel anything less than alignment, instead of talking this way, instead of talking to another person, we're going to talk this way. It's like talking to God, talking to our highest self, talking to the highest within us. And we're going to say, let me get curious. It says, is this really true? What is the origin of this? Is this even mine? What can I learn from this? What is the gift here? The gift that once I receive and integrate will transform my perception, transform my perspective. What is the gift? And we have the will to find the gift within the challenge. Okay. So this contemplation begins to open our awareness. Rather than being in tunnel vision about what's wrong, which is always available and infinite possibilities, it's just going to always be available. We live in a world, the manifest world has duality. There's duality here. The spiritual world is the unified field. This world is a world of duality. We don't know black without white. We don't know up without down. We don't know left without right. So this contrast frame is ever present. And because we know that that is inherent in manifest reality, we choose to be the light. That is a value in our community. We choose to shine the light of illumination. And what does that mean? That means I'm going to open my heart. Anybody had experiences that cause you to close the heart? Cause you to protect, cause you to close, cause you to push away. And ultimately that hurts us because we're not shining the height that we are destined for. So one portal to access gratitude is contemplate. The greatest scientists of the world contemplate. As we begin to contemplate, we start to elevate our vibration. It was Nikola Tesla that said, here's a scientist that says, if you want to, and I'm paraphrasing, if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of vibration. Is there a difference between vibrating in lack, limitation, scarcity, fear, worry, not enoughness, anger, or vibing in enthusiasm, gratitude, inspiration, presence? It's huge. So our work in our community is creating very powerful, practical processes and experiences and events and adventures and all of this that allow those old patterns. Anybody recognize that it can be a pattern? It's almost like something someone could say or do something and an old pattern comes up. It's not even about the present moment. It's triggering an old wound. Anybody relate? Here's what I know with absolute certainty. I've been in business 23 years. Can you all believe that? I know you can't tell how old I am, right? So I've been in business 23 years, and we've been guiding this from people from all over the world, from all walks of life for decades. And one thing I can tell you with absolute certainty, every cell of my being, I know this for certain, is that there's a gift in the challenge. I know it. There's a new awareness buried within whatever has challenged you most. It's like hidden treasure. The journey of Neo Genesis is one example of finding and sourcing this hidden treasure within us, within our heart, within our soul, within our psyche, within our being, so that we release whatever is not in alignment and soar into the heights that we are destined for. And it's important to contemplate, because the world can hypnotize us into thinking things that are not of us. How many of you saw how many people went out and bought toilet paper when the pandemic happened? People were just going nuts at the grocery store trying to find toilet paper. That is not logical thinking. It's like, if the whole world is coming to an end, you will have the cleanest butt on planet Earth. That is right. I mean, what are we doing here? This is like silly thinking. But yet this activated the consciousness of the people. Because a lot of times people don't realize that we go in and out of trance all the time. Let me tell you what I mean by trance. How many of you have ever left your place of work? You're used to driving home, but this time you're not going to drive home. You're going to meet somebody for dinner, but you're used to driving home and you get off on the wrong exit. Anybody ever done that? So it's like, who's driving your car? It's a subconscious mind. Well, the subconscious mind is driving your life. It's driving our life. So that's why it's important to bring consciousness into the subconscious. I got one of my diagrams here from a previous teaching I did with our members, right? So it's like, sometimes consciously we want to focus on things, but subconsciously, it's like an iceberg. There's an old pattern. So you may know this, you may not know this. How many of you know that our company, among many things, is also an institute of hypnotherapy and an institute of Neurolinguistic programming, which again is the science of understanding our subjective experience and how to create transformation at the subconscious level. So among many things, we are an institute. We do certification in these disciplines. Our certifications are recognized around the world, and we certify coaches in these areas as well. So we rise from association, reactive thinking, to contemplation. Everybody together, let's get curious. I want to see you get curious. There you go, Barbara. There you go, Lydia. We're like leaning in, right, Astrid? Instead of pushing away. And by the way, we live in an attraction-based universe. It was Wayne Dyer who said, we can never get enough of what we don't want. So if someone is pushing away, if I'm pushing away here from something unwanted, what am I giving my power to? The unwanted thing, which keeps it active in our field. That's why a big part of gratitude is activating our will to go, I'm not going to push against something unwanted. I'm going to find the gift in the unwanted thing and focus on the vision. Vision is huge. Vision is the foundation to everything that you can create in this life. There's a great book that says, without vision, people, finish the sentence, who knows it? Without vision, people perish. And without vision, you end up getting sucked into somebody else's vision, which may or may not be in alignment with yours. So a key thing of being the leader in your own life, the leader of your family, the leader in a community, the leader of your team, is to have vision, and from a place of vision, activate purpose, the reason for being, the why. And then from there, we create strategies and game plans and things of this nature. You may know that I am in the process right now of creating a brand new course. There's a new course that's going to be happening, and I'll tell you about it later. I'll just give you a little seed because it's right in alignment with what we're talking about right now. It's called Purposeful Leadership. And Purposeful Leadership is going to be happening on the beach in Cancun in a 5-star resort last weekend in January. Jessica, I know you only love to come to live things, so we were thinking about you when we said we're going, okay? Or in-person things, because it's all live. But the point of this is having vision. Who senses that there's another level of vision for your life? Who senses there's another? Who wants to create the next level of success and fulfillment in business, relationships, and life? Everybody, right? We all do. That's like a rhetorical, right? We all do. The foundation of creating that next level is vision. Got to be able to see it, hear it, feel it in advance. We got to know in our heart that it will, then we will it into existence. Same as the power of our will with gratitude. This will manifest, or something even greater will happen. So we rise from association, reactive thinking, to contemplation. Contemplation, we get curious. We ask better questions. We ask to find the gift in the challenge. We ask for the learning. Contemplation can also be prayer. The power of prayer, the power of an invocation. Okay, in contemplation, give me greater wisdom, give me greater awareness, grant me greater strength. I'm calling it in. By the way, a prayer isn't just praying to some being that's outside of you to give you something. A prayer, the ultimate prayer, is an attunement. I'm invoking, I'm calling in an attunement of a higher order. This is what is happening in the space right now. And in this space, the blessing comes. Who's had that experience of a moment of grace? A moment of grace where all of a sudden something happens and it's like the light shines through the clouds. And you feel this moment of grace. And then in that moment of grace, we're inspired. I love this word, inspired, to inspire. When we are filled with gratitude, we can inspire. And when we look at the origin of the word inspire, it means to breathe life into, to infuse with a divine idea. Inspire, one of my greatest life's values. Who's with me on inspire? Who'd love to be even more inspired? How about be even more of an inspiring presence on this planet? I think the world could use a little inspiration, don't you think? Use a little grace, use a little gratitude. And you know what? You never know. You could be at Starbucks or at some coffee shop or whatever, and the person in front of you, they may be looking down and being grouchy and being snappy. We don't know what's going on in that person's reality. That person may have said, you know, we don't know the pains that someone is experiencing. And just by being that point of inspiration, you can transform an entire family. All of a sudden, you're nice to that person and kind. That person comes home and they become kinder with their children, kinder with their spouse through you. How we doing, everybody? Yes. Make sure to stay all the way to the end because we've got all kinds of gifts and things, and we got about another 25 minutes of amazing power, value here, plus awesomeness that we're going to be sharing. So from contemplation, concentration. What are we concentrating on? We're activating our will to focus our attention wisely. We're catching ourselves when we're focused on something that does not serve us. And again, I don't mean positive thinking that's cheesy. Like, you know, Tony says, you don't stand in front of the garden and go, there's no weeds, right? We focus on what is the gift? What is the opportunity? What is the possibility here? So through concentration, I'm going to will to focus on the gift, the possibility, the opportunity. We then enter into states, expanded states of awareness. We enter into states of meditation. And when I say meditation, I don't just mean sitting in your chair, looking up at your third eye. I'm talking about entering into a meditative state where we recognize in meditation, we recognize the unity. The unity. There is a unity that flows in, as, and through all existence. If you bring your hands to your heart center and you just feel into the beating of your beautiful heart just for a moment, and feel into the beating of your heart. Who can feel the beating of their heart right here? It's like your beautiful heart, your powerful, innocent, loving heart. We recognize that the same life force that's beating my heart is beating yours. Doesn't matter if we're in Switzerland, Canada, California, Mexico, wherever we are. The same life force that's beating my heart is beating your heart. The same life force that flows through me flows through you. So as we come into this state of meditation, of recognizing the unity that flows in and through all existence, this is a power practice. This is a power practice. Before you get onto the stage of life, before you connect in that business meeting, before you show up, touch into the beating of your heart. Recognize that whoever you are communicating with, negotiating with, building a team with, creating a possibility with, the same life force is beating our hearts. So I'll give you one final gratitude practice, and then I'm excited to share a gift for each and every one of you. One is we've been sharing a few power practices. Who's got good notes on them? It's like, you getting good notes on them? So end your day with appreciation. End your day, which is really beginning the day in ancient wisdom traditions. What am I grateful for? Who am I grateful for? In the morning, you could go into nature. Nature's an amazing healer. Take your shoes off, put your feet on the ground and tune in to the wisdom of nature. Tune into the love that you have for Mother Earth. And you can even take your gratitude journal out to the earth and write in nature. And when you're writing, use some juicy words. Don't just be like, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that. Get juicy. I appreciate. I am so blessed. I am so happy. I am forever grateful. I'm delighted. I am thrilled. I'm so fortunate. I am so pleased. I am so passionate. I am so excited. New words create new worlds. Activate your will to focus on the gift. Here's another power practice. Appreciate what you desire. Whatever you desire. Anybody here desiring love to come into their life? Appreciate when you see couples that are genuinely in love. Ask them, what's the secret to your juicy love? Okay. Anybody here want greater wealth, abundance, prosperity? Appreciate people who've created it in their own life. Sometimes I see people that want something and they see someone else that has what they want and they begrudge it. Like, look at that person, and they feel jealous or envious without realizing that jealousy or envy is actually pushing away something desired. Instead, appreciate it. Let's say you want juicy love in your life. You go to a restaurant and you're sitting there all by yourself, but you look over and like 5 tables away, you see a couple that is totally in love. They're just, all over each other in the most cutest way. And instead you look and you go, you see, there's love. It's right over there. It's getting closer. Next time you go to the restaurant, that cute couple isn't 5 tables away. They're only 3 tables away. You're looking over there, you go, you see, it's getting closer. Okay. Next time you go to the restaurant, it's the table right next to you. Juicy, sacred love right there. Before you know it, it's you. Now you got to take action. You don't just sit there appreciating it. Then you do the research, you do the work, you take action, but you're taking action from a higher state of vibration. You're taking action from a higher state. Okay. Some other gratitude practices. If there's anybody in your life that's done something wonderful for you, you haven't thanked them yet, it's not too late. Doesn't matter if it was 10 years ago. Okay. Call them up, send them a thank you card. Go into a card store and buy as many cards as you can, even though it's not for any particular person. Buy them so you have them handy. Take them home. You got all these gratitude cards. They're ready to go when you are. Bring a gift. This is a power gratitude practice. Be in the habit of bringing a gift. And it doesn't have to be something big or elaborate. It could be a flower. It could be cookies. We're going to Bali later this year. How many of you would love to go on an ultimate, epic, sacred adventure of a lifetime to Bali, Indonesia with me? Okay. Several of you have been. Frank, you've been to Bali with me. Who else has been to Bali with me? Jessica's been to Bali. Peggy's been to Bali. Cindy's been to Bali. Carol's been to Bali. Alana's been to Bali. They've been to Bali with me. We're going again. And it is going to be an epic adventure of a lifetime. Sandy, you're going this year. Sandy's excited. So in Bali, when you show up to a temple, it is practice to bring an offering, a gift. You don't show up places without an offering, without a gift. So be in the habit. It could be something small. It could be one flower. It could be a poem. It could be a book that inspired your life. Be in the habit of giving. It is in the giving that we receive. As we show up and give, as we show up in the vibration of gratitude, we are sending a message to the universe that we are abundant beings. Repeat after me, my dear friends. I am abundant. I am an abundant being. Yes. And as we live in this abundance, we raise our vibration. What do I mean by raise? Out of lack, limitation, fear, scarcity, not enoughness. We've raised it. Love, enthusiasm, inspiration, infinite possibility, gratitude. I can see. I see with enlightened eyes. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. Who's with me? Okay. I can see, forget the lyrics in my, That's how it works. So, my dear beloved friends, you are the gift. You are the gift. You are the light of the world. Through your gratitude, through your inspiration, through your grace, through you activating your will, you become the presence that touches hearts, touches souls. And it's not even so much about what you're doing in that moment. It's about who you're being. And who you're being informs your doing. Who you're being informs wise action. And this, my beloved friends, is living in the power of gratitude. Woo! Who's excited to activate their will, to raise the vibration, to live in this frequency as a practice? Evening practice, morning practice, practice throughout every day. So I mentioned in the beginning that everybody was going to receive a gift. And I mentioned in the beginning that we also have amazing things that I have not yet shared that I am going to be sharing for the first time. Before I do, tell me in the chats in 1 or 2 words, where's your energy right now? Where's your frequency? How are you feeling? If you were to describe your state of being, your state of mind, your state in 1 or 2 words, what words would you choose? High, awesome, elevated, yeah, bliss, vibrating high, says Justin, I love it. Present, ooh, present is so powerful. And by the way, look at present. Present has 2 meanings, to be present and a present. It's a gift, appreciative, amazingly awesome, fabulous, inspired, contemplative, calm. I love it. That beautiful calm, Ilana. High frequency, beautiful and powerful. So a gift that I have for each of you, for all of you, is you may know that we have an amazing membership program. Who's in Manifestors Alliance membership program? Raise your hands to the heavens. If you're in that program, awesome. If you're inspired, you can put 1 or 2 words in the chats about your experience, because it is a wonderful time together in community. What we're doing is everyone who is here, we are giving you 1 month VIP for free to the membership program. So you could come join the empowerment party. Okay. Every month we have a new theme. This month, it's about win-win negotiations. It's about strategies for inspiring agreements. And every month, so topics for your business, topics for your health, topics for your vitality, for your relationships, for your success, for your life. Every month, we have a new theme and we meet every week. Every week. Okay, every week for an hour. The first week of the month, I do a teaching. The second week of the month, we do a live VIP Q&A, hands-on coaching. Third week of the month, we have a special guest, or I guide a visualization meditation. And the fourth week of the month, the coaches come in and deliver a breakout session where you can connect with all of your fellow classmates. Who's excited about a free month VIP to the membership? And if you've already received a free month, then we give you a month to give away. Then you have a month to give to a friend or family or someone in your life. Then, in addition to that, we have, and we're announcing right now, can I get a drum roll? Give me like a big drum roll, an enthusiastic drum roll, like doubling the drum roll. Okay, right now, right here, we are announcing our biggest sale of the entire year. It's called Luminous Black Friday. Okay, because it's luminous. We're bringing in the light into the darkness. That's who we are as a community. That's what we're all about. And we have the best special offers that are going to be available in the next like 12 months. The best special offers that are going to be available in the community are happening right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you what these look like. We're going to give you a link so that you can take a look at them for yourself. And then I will explain a little bit about each of these experiences. And if there's questions specifically about any of the courses, we will take questions with regards to what is happening. We have amazing experiences happening, and we have what we're calling our best package so that you can be with me, with our community, and with us for a year, a journey. It's a journey, not a destination. So the first experience before I get into the packages is we have a brand new course that's coming up. And I am so deeply inspired about this course because prior to this moment, I only delivered this particular content to corporations that hired me to come in and customize this for their organizations. This course is called Purposeful Leadership. Purposeful Leadership. It's happening, and the team will drop in the dates. It's happening January, is it 20? Oh my goodness, Bobby, what are the dates? It's 26th, 27th, and 28th. January 26th, 27th, and 28th. And it's happening in the flesh, in person. Okay, this is not a Zoom. It's going to be in Cancun, right on the beach at a 5-star resort for 3 days. We're going to be together. And this course is about calling forth your grand vision, your purpose, your strategy, your game plan for 2024 and beyond, so that you bring your vision into results, into actualization. I'm going to be giving you the best of what I've shared with companies and what we've done internally as a team that has allowed us to be in business. Can y'all believe it? We've been in business for 23 years, half my life. I started this company half my life ago. I was mind blown the other day. I go, wow, it's been a journey. So there's practices that allow the levels of success and fulfillment that have happened. So you're going to, through coming to Purposeful Leadership, you're going to experience the clarification, supreme clarity of vision, purpose, plan, and then what are the qualities of being a purposeful leader, and how can you integrate those qualities? So I'm going to share, because the team put something together for you. I'm going to share what this is here, and then they're going to drop in the link. So Purposeful Leadership is happening January 26th, 27th, and 28th. The value is $7,997. That's the value of the course. Okay. Actually, before I go deeper into Purposeful Leadership, let me say that we have 3 events in 2024 that are happening in the flesh. And then we have several other events that are happening live virtual. Kind of like this is live virtual. I'm going to slow down and really explain this because I want to make sure there's clarity, because we got a lot of awesomeness that's happening. First, let me tell you the 3 experiences that are happening in the flesh. Then I'll tell you what's happening virtual. And then I'll tell you the supremely awesome packages that we've got for you. And then we'll answer any questions. So the experiences that we have in the flesh, and I did a Facebook post recently. I asked the question, do you guys prefer in-person events or live virtual events like this? And I'm asking you that question right now. Would you tell me in the chats, do you prefer in-person or live virtual? Which one? Misty says both. I love it. Alana's like in person. Alana's been with us to many. So both person. Awesome. Both live virtual. Okay, fantastic. Both in person. Okay, fantastic. So in person, we have Purposeful Leadership, January 26th, 27th, 28th. Everybody clear on that? 5-star resort, Cancun, right on the beach. It's not happening virtual. It's only happening in person. Okay. The retail on that one, as I said, is $79.97. Next, we have 2 other in-person experiences. Who would love to come to Bali with me, the land of over 1 million temples? Who's either been to Bali or is already registered and coming to Bali? One of the two. Let me see. So we've got quite a few, and they will share with you. It is an epic experience of a lifetime. It is unlike anything. Some of you may know that I broke my leg in a triple spiral fracture years ago, and the doctor said I would never walk without a limp, that I just needed to accept it. I said to the doctor, your diagnosis will never be my reality. I finished the courses and arrived in Bali and literally got off a plane by myself in a wheelchair. I went straight to the ocean, fasting, meditation, prayer, visualization, everything that I could think of. And within 10 days, I was walking without a limp. Bali is a second home to me. It is a spiritual home. I am deeply connected with the spiritual leaders of the land, and it would be a journey unlike any other that you could have without going with our group, because every aspect is consciously created. And those of you that want to find out more about Bali, I'll leave that to the end, and I'll stick around and show you a little 5-minute video and answer questions if you've been inspired to learn more about how to join us for Bali. Bali is happening August 5th this year. August 5th this year. It's a 9-day journey of a lifetime, adventure of a lifetime. We go to 4 different resorts. Everything is meticulously curated for an epic experience. So Bali's coming up live in the flesh, no virtual Bali's, okay? And then we have Neogenesis. Who's a graduate of Neo? Take a look by show of hands. Neo is our most profound transformational experience that guides you to the root of whatever has been blocking you, removes any obstructions at a subconscious level, and literally clears your mind to create a new beginning in your life. That's what Neo stands for. Neo, new, Genesis, beginning. People describe their life before Neo and after Neo. It's that significant. It is a life-changing transformational course. And in a moment, perhaps we'll ask some of the graduates here spontaneously, in a moment, not yet, if they want to share about their Neo experience, because I know that many that are present with us right now have come back several times because Neo transformed their life. Okay, right, Mina? I'm looking at you, Mina Joy. Mina declared Mina Joy in Neogenesis. I will always remember that day, beautiful goddess. So Neo is happening in person and virtual. We're doing a hybrid for Neo. So the group will be in person, and then we're going to have a big screens for the virtual people. So Neo is happening November. It's a year from now, approximately. It's November 14th through the 17th. And for those of you that are graduates of Neo or graduates of any of our courses, we have amazing revisit specials that we'll chat about in just a moment. So we love taking care of our graduates. We honor, love, value our graduates so deep. It's like a homecoming. It's a family. When you come back, it brings infinite joy and gratitude in my heart. So we have very special things we put together for the graduates of Neo. Okay. So any questions on purposeful leadership, you guys? Purposeful leadership, which is happening. All right, so those are the live courses. Purposeful Leadership in person in January, Bali in person in August, Neogenesis in person and virtual in November. Okay. Now we have some virtual courses. I'm going to tell you we've got 4 virtual courses. Okay. We've got 4 virtual courses happening in 2024. And then I'll share with you the packages and the special offers that we have. The first virtual course that we have is our signature course, SIA. Who's a graduate of SIA, Supreme Influence in Action? Let me see, by show of hands. Sia, oh, my heart. We love Sia. It'll empower you to say Sia to your problems, right? And then transmute them into possibilities. So Sia is happening virtually, just like this. It is a live virtual experience. I'm guiding you every step of the way. Before you show up at Sia, you receive a confidential questionnaire. You get one for all the courses. This questionnaire comes directly to me. I'm sitting with your questionnaire in meditation before you even arrive. Many community members share they have profound breakthroughs simply by beginning the questionnaire. Many people put things on the questionnaire they've never shared before. So Sia begins, you receive this questionnaire, you receive a full manual, you receive the full teaching, all-encompassing experience. The dates for Sia is July 12th, 13th, and 14th. It is a 3-day virtual experience. And we also have something special for our grads, our Sia grads, because we always love taking amazing care of our grads. So once you graduate Sia, how many of you could see there's a journey here? And it's a profound journey. It's a journey to mastery. Who values mastery? Like, I'm going to master my state of mind. I'm going to master skills. I'm going to create mastery in my life. So there's a journey for mastery. You could come just for your own transformation, or you could decide, I'm going to master this way of communicating, this way of directing my focus, my mind. So we have a Masters of Supreme Influence course that is exclusive for Neo-Genesis graduates. Okay. It's exclusive. So Justin asked a great question. Is there a best course to begin with? It depends. It depends on what you're desiring. If you're desiring greater success in business, Purposeful Leadership is going to be an awesome course to begin. Success in business. If you're desiring to release blocks, mental, emotional blocks, let go of anger, fear, sadness, limiting beliefs, Neo-Genesis guides you to the root of releasing any block, all the way to the root. And my friends, sometimes the root isn't even in this lifetime. Sometimes it's in the early stages, imprinting stages of childhood. Sometimes it's in the womb. Sometimes it's carried down genealogically. Okay. Who wants to communicate even more effectively with people in your life? Communicate more effectively with your kids, your spouse, your loved ones. How about communicate more effectively with yourself? Sia, Supreme Influence and Masters. That course is about communication mastery. Who's a coach or a mentor or a guide that supports others on their journey, and you'd love to have more tools in your toolbox to empower others on their journey? Sia and Masters. We have many coaches that have graduated these programs and bring this work to their clients. So we're all clear on the in-person courses. Purposeful Leadership in January, Bali in August, Neo-Genesis happening in person and virtually in November. Now let's talk about the virtual courses. Live virtual like this. There's Sia in July. Masters only happens once every 2 years. It's exclusive for graduates of Sia. If you're not yet a graduate of Sia, that's okay. We'll put you on the fast track. We're going to give you the replays of the last Sia so you can do self-study and you could still come to Masters, because Masters is happening in February 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th. Is when Masters is happening, virtually, live, like this. If you're not yet graduated Sia, you could do self-study and come to both Sia and Masters. And then when the next Sia is happening, you get to come to that as well. So we're going to give you a whole journey. This is a year of transformation. This is a year of us working together, side by side. Then obviously Neo-Genesis, which I mentioned, you could choose to come in person or you could choose to come virtually. And then we have another digital course, which I'll share with you in a moment. Let me go over the pricing real quick. Like I said, it is our best pricing that it's offered right now because it's our biggest sale of the year. which is luminous Black Friday. Okay. So our best offer is you have the choice in 2024 to pick one in-person course, which means either Purposeful Leadership or NEO. Bali doesn't apply to that because Bali's a whole other journey. I'll tell you about Bali in a second. So the one in-person course is either Purposeful Leadership or NEO. Okay. Then you get to pick two virtual courses, which means you could pick SIA and Masters. Okay. Or if you pick Purposeful Leadership, you could pick SIA and NEO virtual. Okay. Journey of Alchemy is the other virtual course we have, which is self-study. This one is self-study. And the prerequisite for Journey of Alchemy is Neogenesis. Okay. So the best offer is, and give me a thumbs up to make sure you guys understand what I'm saying. Everybody clear on one in-person course, either Purposeful Leadership or NEO. You got that? Yes? Understanding? Okay. Two virtual courses, which is picking from these four. There's four here, pick two. Okay. Pick one here, pick two here. Plus, we're going to give you a year of the membership. A year of the membership. The membership is normally $97 a month. So it's like $1,200. When you add up the total value, by the way, I didn't mention this. Purposeful Leadership and NEO includes your hotels and meals. Okay. Actually, it includes your hotel and meals for Purposeful Leadership. Yes, and for NEO. The investment is only $49.97. It is supreme, extraordinary. There will not be another offer as like I'm sitting here looking at it and I had to pause and go, wait a minute, did that include the meals and accommodations? Bobby did it because I had a brain fry when I looked at that pricing for a moment. I don't know if you all saw that, but I did because I was like, wait, that doesn't even add up. How many of you could see that's an immense amount of value?
It's outrageous. It's very outrageous.
She calls me outgracious, like we're being outrageously gracious. So that is happening right now. And what we're going to do is we're also doing a fast action bonus because I love rewarding action because that's where the magic happens when we take action. Everyone who takes action before midnight tonight is going to get an additional gift to come to give to someone. How many of you have someone in your life you would like to send to SIA, our communication mastery course, Supreme Influence in Action? Who's got a client, a friend, a loved one, a family member? You're like, I'd love this person to go. Hey, Christmas is coming up. Better than giving them a Christmas sweater, give them a transformational experience. So anyone who takes action by midnight tonight is going to receive, okay? Anyone who takes action by midnight tonight is going to receive a complimentary SIA to give as a gift to a loved one. So you get a gift for a friend. Okay. So just to recap and see if there's any questions on this. Oh my goodness. You're going to receive Purposeful Leadership. Okay. One in-person course, either Purposeful Leadership or NEO. You pick one. Tell me in the chats if you were to pick one, just to make sure we're on the same page. If you were to pick one, which one resonates most in person? Purposeful Leadership. If it does, put a PL. If NEO, put NEO. Everybody's clear. So there's one of those. Okay. Then you get to pick two virtual. You can go to SIA and Masters. Even if you've never been to SIA, you can get the replay. Okay. Or you could go to Purposeful Leadership and come to NEO virtual. Got it? The in-person course includes double occupancy. I want to be clear on that. You're going to have a roommate. You're going to make a new amazing friend. And your meals. The investment is only $49.97, $4,997. We also have installment plans. We're not a finance company, but we do that because we're here to support you. And then each of these courses is also available on a la carte. What does that mean by a la carte? If you wanted to just purchase one individually, The team will drop in the link. If you wanted to just purchase Purposeful Leadership individually, it's $39.97, double occupancy. Single is a little more. If you want to come to Sia virtually, it's only $9.97. Okay. And then I'm gonna pause for a moment to see if there's any questions before we go into Bali. Are there any questions at all? If you've got questions, you can put your hand emoji up. I want to be mindful of our time. I want to make sure we answer all questions. If you have a question about Purposeful Leadership, Neogenesis, the virtual courses, any of them, please share. And who's a graduate of Neo that would love to share a little bit about their experience succinctly? Anybody want to share a little bit about their experience succinctly? It's kind of challenging to be succinct. Mina, I'll call on you just spontaneously. I know you didn't raise your hand. Is that okay? I'm just going to put you on the spot. If you were to just succinctly share, where were you before you came to Neo? Then you came to Neo, and it wasn't only Neo, it was all the courses. What happened? And now what's different? We'll just have a couple very quick shares, and then I will take any questions, and then I'll share about Bali, because I'd love to show you a short 5-minute video for those of you that are inspired to know more about Bali. So Mina, how's your journey been? I'm so happy to see you.
I'm so happy to see you as well. I'm so grateful to be here, honored and grateful to be in your presence again. My goodness. And I would say my journey, like the way you mentioned in the beginning, how you enter when you enter to a dark room, you switch, you flip the light, right? And for me, it was like that. When I took your courses, it was literally turning the whole my life around. I would not say dark, but I was in the dark place emotionally, in any way that we can think of. That was my place in my life. I was not moving forward. I was remembering that driving in the freeways and just crying on stuff. I didn't know it was because of the whole things, stories that I was holding in my head, the emotional stories, my life story, and all that. And but when I took your course, especially, I mean, all of them, it was a new opening.
Yeah, and Neo, because they came together.
Oh my goodness. I took everything. I mean, I started with Sia. I started with your one day, that one day event, like you had it like today. It was one day event that by itself changed my, that was the start. And then it was Sia, and it was Neo, and then it was Mastery, and then the journey at the other manifestation class that you offered. But it was a total transformation. My life changed emotionally. I mean, it was my career that I was stuck. My life was stuck. My career, I was not moving forward. As far as my life, I was not able to go to, I didn't know how to make it happen, to go back home, see my family, everything. And again, all those stories that I was holding in my emotional baggage that I was carrying with me. So all started dripping off as I took each one of your courses. But you mentioned Mina Joy. I registered with Mina Joy. I don't know why it didn't show up. But in any case, it was the Neo that I came to your course, and it was total transformation. As you mentioned that in your talk today, that what do you see? Where do you find the lotus? And so you find, I remember that you were by the lake, you mentioned that. And then we were in Sedona, and then in the retreat.
This is the power. So she's talking about, she came live. So the power of being able to come in person. I mean, it's awesome that we could do this virtually, and it's something very magical in person too. So if you were to describe like what changed from Sia and from Neo.
Yeah, it was, I mean, it was so totally during the process, being there, I was able to receive, to let go of my past and the areas that I was blocked. I was able to receive all the gifts through that transformation that you guided us through. I received the gifts, and I have a painting of that. And through that painting, in the middle of it, what came to me, the most significant was my joy. It was my joy that I discovered in your seminar in Neurogenesis. And I remember I came to you, and you look at my pattern, my writing, and I said, I want to declare my name as Mina, joy. This is who I am, and this is the community and the space in your presence and then the community's presence. I declare my name as Mina, joy. I was not overweight, but I did realize 3 or 4 pounds over there because, and I ate a lot, but the food was amazing. But the baggage that I let go, and then the joy and the peace that came through me, is luminous. It was luminous. I could see my face changing. So I am forever grateful to you, Yorka, for the rest of my life, for every day. My gratitude meditation, you're in meditation every time. Every morning, the moment that we met, and the moment that you gifted me the gift of faith and gratitude, that CD, I listened to it, every word, I transcribe it. That changed my life. Everything, every spoken word through your,
I love you so much. It brings so much joy. We have a community here, Mina. It's been such a joy to see you. And she's had breakthroughs in business. I remember when she first came, there was, feeling stuck in the area of business. And then you quickly generated a significant amount of money very fast through what you learned in those teachings. I remember that was a big one of the early breakthroughs, and then how that's carried over to all other areas of life. So there are so many stories. I wish we had time to go into all of the stories, because there's so many stories of breakthrough, of transformation, of liberation, of spaces of where there used to be blocks financially. Now there's prosperity and abundance. Where there used to be, stress or fear or overwhelm. Now there's joy and abundance and love and all of these areas. So the team is dropping the link in. Make sure that you take action. And here's the most important thing. Take action on whatever is the next step. Whether it's the package, that's the best package we have. We highly encourage you to join us for the package. We also have individual courses like SIA for as low as $997. The most important thing is to take the next step and then take action on the journey. If there's any questions on any that we've talked about so far, because in a moment, I'll share with you a little bit about Bali. But are there any questions first? Any questions about purposeful leadership? Those of you that are graduates of the other courses, you know firsthand the power of experiences like SIA and NEO and Masters and Bali. I encourage you to join us for our newest course, Purposeful Leadership. It'll be equally as powerful in a whole new way, whole new teaching, different than anything you've experienced with me before. I'm fired up about it. And we created it because we're creating it as the invocation of the next stage of what we're bringing into the world. And we want you to be a part of it. So if you've got any questions, please put your hand emojis up. Si tienes preguntas, levante la mano y le gustamos contestarle sus preguntas. How y'all like my Spanish? So Betsy, question. Hey, Betsy, pay attention to the road. Betsy's getting her. If you
okay, so can we hear me?
Yes.
So I want to thank you and my friend Cynthia for inviting me to your gratitude masterclass.
Wonderful.
And you're giving me a 1-month VIP class introduction to your program.
Yes, everybody has 1 month VIP.
I am so grateful because I'm going through some huge life changes, and my friend Cynthia knows, and she's very loving. Yep. So let's
do this. Everybody gets, and I want to be mindful of our time because we got so many people.
I want to thank you and happy Thanksgiving.
You got it. I'm thrilled you're here. Welcome to the community. You've got a free month VIP, and everyone has a free month VIP. You could share with your friends as well. Thank you so much and welcome. Awesome.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Got it. And is Guy over here? I saw Guy. I don't know if he bounced a second ago. Let's see. Okay. Any questions? Lauren, I know you just came from NEO. Yes. Very powerful experience. Yes. Awesome. So are there any questions about the courses, or who's excited to learn more about Bali? Anybody want to go on an ultimate sacred adventure of a lifetime to Bali, Indonesia? Okay. So Lauren has a course question. Lauren, whoever has a course question, please ask the course question. Who's got a course question? Unmute yourself, goddess. And the team will drop in the link while she's unmuting herself. The team will drop in the link. Remember, when you take action by midnight tonight, you're going to get a free SIA for a friend. So take action by midnight tonight. You're going to free SIA for a friend. Why? Because I think to myself on a continuous basis what the world would be like if everyone graduated these courses. And I know in my heart and in my soul that the world would be a very different place. So this is our deepest devotion to bring this level of empowerment and enrichment into people's business relationships and life. And people literally describe their life before SIA and after SIA, before NEO and after NEO. It's that defining. Lauren, question.
Namaste, NIURKA.
Namaste, goddess.
I had a question about Journey of Alchemy. Is that optional to be a separate course?
Yeah, so you can. I don't know if Journey of Alchemy is available a la carte, Bobby, or it's only part of the package, right?
Yes, it's comes with the package.
So it's an option that's available with the package. Journey of Alchemy is an advanced course that I led years ago, exclusive for Neo Genesis graduates. Everybody in the room was a graduate of Neo, so it is a very advanced course. The prerequisite to Journey of Alchemy is completing Neo. If you've completed Neo and you purchase the package, you get Journey of Alchemy right away in your NIURKA University dashboard. If you purchase the package and have not attended Neo, you will receive Journey of Alchemy upon Neo Genesis graduation and completion, because the prerequisite of it is Neo Genesis. It is very advanced. I guide you. It's very powerful. I guide you to release anxiety. I guide you to learn the process that I actually led at Neo Genesis that guides the profound transformational experience. I actually teach it in Journey of Alchemy. It's life-changing. So thank you, Lauren. Awesome question. So the team will drop the link in again. Just make sure everybody's got it. And I encourage you, again, just take the next step, whatever it is, claim your free month VIP, and then take action on whichever course resonates. And someone was asking which one to do first. So just a quick recap on that. Who wants to grow their business and grow in their leadership to take their business to new heights, whatever that may be for you? You want to grow your business? Come to Purposeful Leadership. It's going to be, by the way, Purposeful Leadership is what I taught at Fletcher Jones Mercedes that empowered them to become the #1 Mercedes-Benz dealer in the world within 7 months of applying this teaching. And they were #1 in the world for 19 consecutive years. How about that? They paid over $250,000 for Purposeful Leadership. Over $250,000 was what they paid for phase 1. And now we're bringing this to you for the very first time that I'm bringing it into a course that is being offered to the community. Before it was exclusive for high-level corporate and consulting clients. So any questions on Purposeful Leadership? Okay. So who's got something in the past that shows up in the present that doesn't serve you? You'd love to break free and be able to powerfully move forward in the direction of your vision, your dreams, your goals, the life you're truly meant to live. If you're feeling something blocking you, Neo Genesis removes blocks. SIA, Supreme Influence in Action, also removes blocks. SIA gives you the most tools for your toolbox, tools for transformation, tools to focus wisely, tools to ask better questions, tools to communicate more effectively with others and with yourself. Okay. SIA, if you haven't been to anything and you're like, okay, where do I start? An amazing place to start is SIA, Supreme Influence in Action. That's a phenomenal place to start. It's actually our foundational signature course. Okay. And we also have, Bobby, can we tell them a little bit about the graduate specials? What do we got for grads? It's on there. Grads, we got smoking. Like for SIA, for example, if you've never been to SIA, It's normally a course that is $3,997 is the investment of the course. We're offering it in our Luminous Black Friday sale for only $997, including all of your course materials. And for graduates, Bobby, grads can come to Sia for
$197.
$197. We love our grads.
It's a drum roll. We love our
That,
grads.
like, it's a drum roll. So here's the thing. Once you graduate a course, you have an opportunity to come again at a super discount, because we always love taking care of our graduates. They're our family. We're all family here. There's a spiritual family, a tribe. So, and if they've come to NEO before, they can even come to Cancun for a super discounted price. Can't they, Bobby? Who's a graduate
Yes.
of NEO? Who's a graduate of NEO and you'd love to come to Cancun? Frank, I miss hugs. I miss Frank hugs. I want a Frank hug. Those are the best. So we've got pricing. Let's not go into all the graduate grad pricing. Just know that we have amazing pricing for our grads, and it even includes meals and accommodations for NEO at a super crazy discount. Okay.
Yeah.
If there's any questions on any of the main special offers, please raise your hand. Go ahead, Bobby. Did you say something, honey? Oh, I thought she was.
Yeah, I just said, yeah, click the link for the grads and you'll see the prices.
Click the link for the grads and you'll see the prices. And then the final thing that I do want to share about, because it's so near and dear to my heart, and I don't know if I will ever do it again, I'm going to tell you, is Bali. And the reason why I don't know if I'll ever do it again is because it is an immense amount of work to meticulously organize an experience of this nature halfway around the world with 4 different resorts and everything curated at the highest level of excellence. So in a moment, what I'll do is I'll show you a quick 5-minute video on Bali. And Bobby, is the video on there? Let's see. Oh, the video's not on there. So I'm going to have to go to the video. Oh my goodness. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get that video for you. And then I'll answer any questions on Bali. Bali, and Bobby, you want to share a little bit about Bali in a second? I'll say this. It is all-encompassing. It's luxury. It's spiritual journey. It's epic, delicious, authentic food. It's nature experiences with hidden waterfalls. It's going out with the dolphins in a very particular place where they naturally show up. It's not like swimming with dolphins in pools. We're not about that. It's like going into nature. It's ethnic dances. It's meeting with the spiritual leaders of the land. It's we start in the ocean and beautiful resorts. We go to the jungle. We go across the island where it's remote, and we do snorkeling, and we're swim with the dolphins or glide with the dolphins. Really, we come back into the bustling town where we can do shopping and authentic dances. Every single aspect of the experience is custom curated for you to literally have an adventure of a lifetime, that at the end of your life, you know, as we have the memories of our life flash before our eyes, you know, the most precious moments of our life, I assure you that this sacred adventure in Bali will be one of the highlights of your human experience. It's that profound. We go to places that tourists are forbidden to go. We are invited and ushered into the inner sanctum of ceremonies and temples that even their own people are often forbidden to attend. And it's because of the profound relationship that we have with the spiritual leaders of this land. Okay. We custom make ceremonial clothes for you. So before you even arrive, all of this custom ceremonial clothes is made. All of our offerings, we go to the spa, your spa treatments are covered. Bobby, anything else you want to mention before we show the video?
Yeah, just that it's everything is hand-picked, hand experience. You know, we've eliminated things that doesn't come to the highest level of excellence to present to you. It's luxury, it's adventurous, and we come to the temples in ceremony clothes, and so you're, you know, welcomed with respect. NIURKA is very respected in Bali and by all the Mankus, so they speak of their leaders, who appreciate her and what she brings to their country. And so we, like she said, we're invited into places where even the people are not invited. So it's very special in every way, and so many things happen organically as well. And the meals are fantastic. The rooms, some of the rooms have a swimming pool right outside. Everyone has their own swimming pool, so it's fantastic. It's fantabulous, and you deserve to go. You deserve to treat yourself. Like she said, it's Christmas time. This is a perfect time to just make the down payment and commit to coming to Bali. It's something. Life is made, the most precious things in life is made of experiences and moments. And this is a 9-day, 8-night experience. And every moment of it is precious and treasured and something that you'll treasure for the rest of your lives. Everyone, if you ask their experience for Bali, everyone experiences it differently, even though we're all together.
Bobby's
so
out.
you'll love the experience, and I highly suggest you go.
Thank you, Bobby. And Bobby and I, just so you know, Bobby and I flew out numerous times to prepare this experience. When we were creating it, we went out numerous times to make sure everything was experienced by us and curated. The cacao ceremony, the fire ceremonies, the different every single meticulous aspect. We stay in 4 different resorts. I know that Maria's asking how much we want to go. I'm going to let you know how much in just 1 second. Actually, before we go into how much, Pedro was so enthusiastic. He already put it in there. Pedro, we were going to surprise him. But you beat me to it, Pedro. Okay. So let's go into the video. Let me show you the video first. And I want you to really recognize as I'm showing you this video, truly, my friends, if you were to go to Bali on your own, you cannot experience what will happen in these 9 days on your own. It is deep. I've been going to Bali as my second home for over 10 years. Actually, well over 10 years now. It's going into like 15 years. So how about we play a little video and then we'll chat about it, yes? Okay, ready? Here we go. Whoops. Oh, hang on 1 second. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Okay. Drum roll, please. The Bali video is coming. Who wants to come to Bali? Who wants to come to Bali? Raise your hands. Okay. And like Bobby said, life is made of experiences. All right, you ready? Okay, let's do it.
This beautiful unity flow through each one of our hearts, all these points of light coming from America, coming from Canada, coming from places around the world, uniting in this sacred space, this land of over 1 million temples. From the sparks of our inspirited conversation, the fullness of our conversation as we sat and as we stood and as we raised our hands to the heavens. And from that center, we went down to the ocean, the purification, cleansing, healing. Very important, beautiful time where the meals were brought to us from sage, the wisdom keepers, and we had that beautiful sacred moment in the tree. A moment that was blessed in the tree where we all connected. and received a very rare holy water blessing. The next morning we woke up before the sunrise and we went out and we saw the dolphins.
This asserting of the will. First of all, there's an immense power. There's great benefit in surrendering it, but there's some people that surrender it so much that they're not in alignment with the highest expression of what's possible, because we are. The divinity flows in us and through us.
Today I just want to thank you, NIURKA, because you make me stronger as a teacher so that I can provide a better gift and know that it's a gift, that I can bring that balance and love and the energy to this world and recognize that the Creator is inside of me. It always has been.
Here we are at our sacred adventure in Bali, a journey of a lifetime, and we are experiencing a waterfall right now. So we're all walking down. Say hi, everybody. Hello. How we doing? Yeah. So we're gonna go enjoy nature. This morning we were riding with the dolphins. We were gliding with the dolphins. So stay tuned.
Bali, this experience with NIURKA, one of my greatest gifts is the idea that NIURKA would present in such a way that it's not about one discipline or one spiritual journey or one religious or spirituality. Instead, the NIURKA event is about expanding the idea of what's available, of what's possible in such a large way that NIURKA would be able to bring this adventure to a point where I'm expanded enough to be able to look into someone else's map of the world and share with them through my story how I've been healed or how I've been expanded. And it isn't about one particular discipline. So someone doesn't come in and say, oh, I'm a Jew, I can't receive from, or a Christian, or a Muslim, or a Buddhist, whatever their spirituality is. It's about the oneness, the big picture of God, and how His loving embrace is the same for all of us.
Oh. Bali is divine. It is the ultimate adventure of a lifetime. How many of you feel it in, here's the thing with Bali, who feels it in their heart? Almost like a calling, like I'd love to go, like an inspiration in the heart. Bali is very unique. And I encourage you, if you feel the inspiration in your heart, say yes and come to Bali. It'll be something that you will cherish and treasure forever. And like I said, this may be the last time we do Bali, because it is, and Bobby knows, it's an immense amount of work and intention to put this together at the level of excellence that we are committed to. So the investment for Bali, double occupancy, Pedro put it in there, Pedro. Gracias, Pedro. You can put it in again. And it's on the link for Luminous Black Friday. Those are our best offers. The pricing in Bali is going to go up as we approach the dates. So it's 8 payments. If you want to do installments, it's 8 installments. You can put $1,587 down now and you are locked in and you're confirmed. If you want to put it all in one credit card, it's $12,497, and it includes everything once you arrive. Just play, except for it doesn't include alcohol. We don't drink, it doesn't include, phone calls if you're calling out. I mean, these are like small things. Everything about the experience, down to your custom clothes, a spa treatment, the resorts. We have butlers that travel with us that handle everything, the tipping, the offerings, all of it is included. Are there any questions? So I want to be fully present to any questions. Any questions about the main special package that we have available today? Any questions on the individual courses or any questions about Bali specifically? I would love to respond to any questions. And there are no silly questions. Okay, so if you've got a question, here's the thing. We want to make sure that you have all of the information to make the best decision for you, whatever that is. We're committed to that, our team. So we're sticking around and answering any questions. If you've got them, just put your hand emoji up. I think Julianne's had her hand emoji up there for a little bit. I don't know if she has a question. Okay. And the most important thing, as I mentioned earlier, is take the next step. Years ago, I was honored, and I'll share this one final story. And then if there's not any questions, we'll bring our session to completion, and my team will stick around to support you if anybody ends up having a final question at the end. Years ago, I was honored to open the day. I was the keynote speaker for Success Magazine as they did their relaunch, and it was a tribute for Jim Rohn. Who remembers Jim Rohn? You guys remember? What a legend, right? What a beautiful being. And I shared something on that stage that transformed my life in the early years. And I've stayed true to it for decades, and it's been a profound transformation. And one of our members reminded me of it the other day. He goes, I was in the audience, and remember when you said this? And I go, wow, I do remember that. And that's how I live. What I shared was, think about how much we invest and how much we pay for certain things in life. Like we go shopping and we buy certain things. And the metaphor that I made was, think about how much we pay for a car. We go and we buy a car, we buy a new car, we lease a car, we buy a car, we have a monthly payment. How many of you have a payment, like on a car? You have a car payment type of thing. Do you guys have car payments? And I remember thinking to myself that a car is designed to get us from point A to point B in our lives, right? It's like it takes us from here to there. And the metaphor that I made is invest as much in your own development and actually more than you do on your car payment. Because if a car is designed to get you from point A to point B physically, an investment in your mind, an investment in your own development pays the greatest returns. It gets you to point A to B in your vision, in your higher purpose, and in your life. So I'm going to encourage you all to make the investment. And there's a law in alchemy. We talked about alchemy earlier today. There's a law in alchemy, and it's the law of equivalent exchange. And what it means is that when we desire something in life, like who's got something they desire to bring in? A desire to bring in love or success or abundance or the next level of my business ventures, whatever that is, that as we create space, we give something, okay? We create space for something new to come in. So what is it that we give in this context is we give an investment. It's not just an investment of money, it's an investment of your time to show up, to play full out, to bring all of you to this conversation. And as we make these investments of time, of money, of energy, and we show up and we play full out, we've created space for something new to be born. So we are a community We've been here, we've been in business, as you know, over 23 years. We're devoted to you because we know that every one of you has a unique gift. Every one of you has something that no one else on planet Earth has. And we are devoted to support and empower people and releasing anything that obstructs their gifts. So you step in with confidence, with enthusiasm, with inspiration, with creative power into the heights that you're destined for. And we meet you wherever you are in life. As I said earlier, some people come because they're ready for the next level. Others come because they know that they're blocked and they're calling in the next level. So whatever is in your heart, I'm encouraging you, take the next step. The team will put in the link one final time. Okay, one final time, and then take action. And we encourage you to take action tonight. Click the link, put in your information. You're going to receive a free Supreme Influence in Action for a friend. So you get to gift someone this amazing gift for the holidays, for Christmas. And if you've got questions, let me see. Will this, let me see. Oh, I'm missing if there's any questions. Okay. If there's no questions, we're going to be signing off, and maybe the team will stick around. And Carmen, you may want to share a little bit about your story if I put you on the spot there, just briefly about your journey. And there's amazing power in stories. You know, there's amazing power in stories. So Carmen will be our last story. She'll briefly share. Carmen, if you were to briefly share, where were you before we met? Then you came and you had your transformation. And now Carmen's a part of our team. She's a beloved part of our Supreme team. And it's been such a profound journey. I'm so proud of you, Carmen, for who you are, everything you've created, the acceleration of growth that I'm seeing with you every moment of the day. So if you were to just briefly share a little bit about your story, where were you before we met? Then you came to Neogenesis, you came to SIA, you came to these experiences. What breakthrough happened? And what's transformed in your life right now? It's our final share.
Before we've met, I was a total mess. I was a high functioning mess. And I felt broken. I felt lost. I was about to kill myself. And I attended Neogenesis. Something inside just made me feel like I just had to. And I did, and everything changed for me. The way that I see myself, the way that I see life, this whole narrative dissolved at the root. And that's exactly what I needed, what I was seeking. And then I attended many other classes, actually, and every time, with every course and every revisit, really, you just deepen and deepen. And one of my core value is mastery. And I just knew that I found the perfect fit. You know, I'm mastering myself right now so much more than I used to. And I'm reacting in a very, very empowered way in every situations, like the big one, the little ones. And I'm just so grateful. I'm living a life now that I never could have dreamed of before I attended Neo. And if you want to learn more about my experience, I highly recommend you go check out NIURKA'S blog. I share more about my first Neogenesis experience, and I think it's really worth a listen. So thank you.
I'm so proud of you, and I love you so much.
Me
and
too.
these stories like Carmen, stories like Mina's, stories that there's so many in our community. They are the source of my deepest inspiration. They're what's inspired me to create Purposeful Leadership, the new course. They're what's inspiring me and what has been inspiring me for over going on a quarter of a century. You know, it's a quarter of a century. So Bobby, any final thoughts as we're bringing our session to completion?
Just give yourself the gift of these savings and offerings and gifts for your life. You know, they're life-changing. And so you deserve to have them. Check them out. And let's see you on the inside.
We love to see you on the inside. So I'm honored. Thank you for coming today. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for playing full out. Thank you for staying with us till the completion. If you're watching the replay, you get to receive all of these gifts as well. Tonight, though, we are given that extra special fast action bonus of the gift of supreme influence for a friend. So regardless of what that's actually in the package, right? When you purchase the package, you get that gift for a friend. So I'm grateful that you're here. I'm grateful for our time together. I have infinite love, infinite gratitude, infinite thanksgiving, and I can't wait to be in your presence again. If it's live virtual, I can't wait to be with you live virtual. If it's coming up in person, that's going to bring even more joy because I get to hug you and I want to hug you. Brad, I see you and I'm hugging you over there. I'm loving you so much. Lydia, Peter, Donna, Howard, Sharon, Newman, Mary, Diva, every single one of you. Peter, okay, Juliana, Julian, Cindy. Cindy, how was your Bali experience in just a couple sentences if you were to describe, because you went with me in 2019. Ooh, unmute yourself, goddess. she's gonna talk with her hands. She could. Oh,
there we go. I don't know. I kept hitting unmute. It was beyond any words. It was awesome, divine. It is definitely a trip of a lifetime. It is worth every, figure out the way it just beautiful.
I love it. I'm so grateful that you went. It was magical. It's heartfelt. It's a memory of a lifetime. So with deep gratitude, infinite love, thanksgiving, I declare our Power of Gratitude Masterclass is complete. We will be sending out a replay. Feel free to share it with your friends, family, community. Feel free to post it or I think we've posted it on my page. It's on my Facebook page because we went live simultaneously. So you could share it to your page. If you're not yet following us on Facebook, you could go to facebook.com/NIURKA Inc. and you could share this whole teaching to your page. So your friends have a benefit from it as well. And I'm grateful to have shared this time together. So I'm going to sign off. The team and the crew is going to stick around to support you with any additional questions. I love you. And namaste, which is my favorite Sanskrit word, which means the spirit within me, the essence that is me, the deepest, deepest part of me, sees, honors, recognizes the spirit in you. Namaste, beloveds. I will see you soon. Lots of love.
Love to answer any questions. If anyone has any questions that we can answer for you while we're here. Happy to support.
Can I ask something?
Sure.
So
For Betsy.
If I didn't get some of the links, will I get an email with some of the links?
Yeah, we'll send you an email that we'll be sending you an email with the link to the sales page where it'll have all the information. You can click on all the links